Hey everyone, today's video I want to discuss time to kill. The reason I want to do this is because people don't discuss time to kill correctly. Like they talk about it in a vacuum and they don't speak about how it correlates with other mechanics, like how they synergize. And there's many different combinations that you can go with, and it drastically affects the game. And people also don't mention all of the flaws or all of the benefits that it offers. So the topic is much more nuanced and complicated than people let on. Even pretty big YouTubers that are pretty technical are like this, and I'm not bashing them or anything. I'm just saying I have a unique input perspective that I have not heard on public forums often. So I want to discuss it. So the first thing I want to say before the video even begins is that I am a game designer. I do know how these mechanics correlate and what would be the best for the specific type of game. So I'm just going to get right into the video now, starting off slow time to kill, high mobility. Games like these are X Defiant, Modern Warfare 3. The casual rating this gets is third, which would be the last, meaning it is the most competitive of the bunch. Fast time to kill, high mobility, Modern Warfare 2019 gets a casual rating of 2. And then slow time to kill, low mobility, like games like Halo, which also gets a casual rating of 2, so they're tied. Then fast time to kill, low mobility, Rainbow Six Siege, Modern Warfare 2 gets a casual rating of first, which would make it the most casual. Now, Rainbow Six Siege is not a casual game, which I know people are probably in the middle of typing right now about to point out. However, I explain that and elaborate it in my notes over here. So make sure you watch the full video before you say anything, because all it's saying is that that's the time to kill and mobility ratio is the most casual of the bunch, but the game can still be competitive because there are other factors that affects how competitive or how casual the game is. So, for example, Modern Warfare 2019, at least the launch maps, they had like 50 different lanes, 50 different angles where you could die from, which made camping very strong and made dying from behind very strong. And that leads to a lot of frustration and lowers the skill ceiling of the game a bit more. So these aren't the only factors that can affect either the pace of the game or how casual the game is. But these are some of the most important factors that are often overlooked and neglected by the community. So, slow time to kill, high mobility. Negatives. People take too long to kill while being mobile enough to dodge bullets easier, leading to frustrating gunfights where people feel like bullet sponges. All right, so some games fix this, like Overwatch, by basically having bullet magnetism, where like even if you just shoot near someone, your bullets just like kind of levitate towards them or whatever. Most shooter games don't have that though. And then the next is allows people to get to cover and regenerate their health, which further exaggerates the time to kill unless health regen is slow, in which case another issue arises where you need long breaks between gunfights, forcing you to stop playing. So, it's a long time to kill games. If you shoot someone, they run behind cover, regen, come back, shoot you, that's annoying. But it's also annoying if you have to literally pause the game, like just stop playing, whatever you're doing. Just hold still, wait in a corner for you to regen, and then you go fight more people. That's also frustrating. So there's really no way to balance this well. I mean, as a game designer, I can think of some issues around this, fixes around this. So how I would balance it in a game is I would have slow regen by default, but if you get a kill on the person, your regen kicks in much faster. So it's not like you instantly heal, but it'll do it much faster at a normal rate. I think that's the best solution. Or if you get an assist and you did a lot of damage, because if someone steals your kill last second, maybe you shouldn't be having to hold still. And then the next issue is it exasperates netcode issues, and most games have bad netcode. We all know that. That's not contentious at all. And this is a good thing. It improves skill expression in 1v1 scenarios, but it decreases it in 1v2 plus scenarios. Multi-kills and squad wiping is much harder, so if you get the jump on a squad, you go behind them, flank them, get good positioning. it's much harder to get the kills. You're not rewarded for doing that as much. The next is makes the game less individualistic and more team performance, and team performance becomes more important, which is either a good or bad thing, depending on the game itself. Like, depending on what the game is aiming for, that could be a good thing. But, as a result, games with aggressive skill-based matchmaking can feel worse with this system because now it's even harder to carry and overcome the hurdles matchmaking throws at you. A game like COD, this is bad because of the game's design, and also skill-based matchmaking giving you bad teammates means you will really feel this system even worse. So, in Modern Warfare 2, people say the game, like, people don't complain too much about skill-based matchmaking in that game, because the skill gap is so low. But they'll complain about it so much in MW3 because of the high mobility plus the slow time to kill, making the game super sweaty and competitive. So they're both like bad, but in opposite ends of the spectrum. Surely there's a better middle point that can be reached. So gun balance is harder, and one-shot weapons especially become overpowered. Then as for the positive sections, skill expression is the highest in 1v1 scenarios, which is positive in competitive games, but can be bad for casual games. So this is more neutral and positive, but I decided to leave it here. Great for people with good tracking, or for those on controllers, since aim assist is very good at tracking, but struggles with flicks. But it's bad for most people on PC or games with very weak aim assist. I don't know many console games with very weak aim assist, and most PC players don't have good tracking. Like, tracking someone up close is super hard to do on PC. All right, so fast time to kill, high mobility, Modern Warfare 2019. So neutral. This combination is the safest. Fast time to kill keeps the gun balance easy and keeps the balance between mouse and controller fair, and lowers the skill expression slightly, but the high mobility increases it back up, so the game isn't completely skillless, while also allowing people to not feel limited or restricted in their actions. Best for fast-paced, casual shooters. So this, in my opinion, is the best combination for games like Call of Duty or Call of Duty clones, like games that are trying to copy it, like X Defiant. Yeah, because I will get into the more opinionated stuff at the end. Slow time to kill, low mobility. So games like Halo. Negatives. Decreases skill expression in 1v2 plus scenarios, much like slow TTK high mobility, but even further. Multi-kills and squad wiping is nearly impossible. Halo has power weapons that one hit, and they also have overshoot abilities that help a lot with this, though. They are balanced via being points of interest on the map you must control, and also by having limited ammo. So Halo is, a team-based game mostly, and, I feel like the way the balance issue is mostly fair with, because it doesn't have pre-made loadouts like Call of Duty, which is why this wouldn't work as well as Call of Duty. Like Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare 2 doesn't have slow time to kill, but it just wouldn't work in Call of Duty as well. But it is a good combination for games that are designed around it. So fast time to kill, low mobility, Rainbow Six Siege, Modern Warfare 2. Negatives, leads to frustrating situations as skill gap is extremely low, the lowest in this list. You can often feel clunky, restricted, limited, and it's too easy to die with not enough options to express yourself in game. So what this means is whether you're defending yourself or you're going on the offensive, you don't have many options to fight back. Like, just aim and click. It's kind of boring. It encourages camping. And when you die from behind or something, it's very, very frustrating. It's not a bad thing. I know there's just negatives in this right now. There's a positive section, but it's not a bad thing. But for the game's design, it can be very bad. Positives, it can work in competitive or hardcore games despite being the most casual on this list if they are either strategy oriented, since the focus isn't on the gunplay, or for thriller games like extraction shooters, since it makes the match more suspenseful and you focus on positioning and conserving your resources. Neutral. It can be the best for players that are really bad at shooters, such as those with disabilities or people whose first time in the genre. So sorry for taking like breaks between speaking. I just brushed my teeth. My mouth is a little like foamy, so I gotta keep swallowing. But so that's the general breakdown. I'm trying to be as objective as possible, but I'm gonna go back to this and I'm gonna speak more anecdotally and opinionated. I think people like this, for example, when people see this, they blame the issue on the time to kill and say, well, this is better, as if these are the only two options we have: fast time to kill, low mobility, and slow time to kill, high mobility. But we have different combinations at our disposal. Like, I honestly feel like if you swap the mobility of Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, both games would be better. So if Modern Warfare 2 had a or let's just sum the time to kill. So if Modern Warfare 2 was exactly the same, but the time to kill was the same as Modern Warfare 3, and if Modern Warfare 3 had the same ability, but it had the and everything else, but it had the time to kill of Modern Warfare 2, I feel like both games would be improved. Because just this combination just isn't good. Because I mean, Call of Duty is a casual game, sure. So you could say that this kind of makes sense, and it does, but it might be a bit too casual because the game just isn't very, it's not supposed to be team based. It's not supposed to be very strategy oriented. Modern Warfare is not a thriller type game either. Taking it to this level just doesn't make much sense. And it's also not a competitive game, and this is by far the most competitive in this list. And people, they create conspiracy theories saying that, the skill-based matchmaking was increased for Modern Warfare 3. But the truth is whether you're playing XDefiant with no skill-based matchmaking or a game with it, it just feels very sweaty no matter what you do. And it's odd because the game director, creative director, I don't know what he is exactly. His name is Mark on Twitter. He's the maker of XDefiant. He's a really nice person. I admire his work. But based on what he says on Twitter, it seems like he's going for a casual feel in XDefiant, and yet he has the most competitive core design of the game that you could possibly have. And I don't, so it's kind of conflicting. But yeah, everyone, let me know what game you play and if you feel like the time to kill mobility combination is good for that game, or if you think it should go into a different category. So let me know your opinions and feel free to upvote the video too, so we can get to other channels that maybe discuss these games because yeah, I think it would be very helpful. Thank you for watching though, and peace out.